Sports, 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 sports.
Hey there, sports fans. Welcome to Sportsball, part of the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. We talk about sports-related topics, but we focus on you, the fan, and what you like, whether it's a sport, team, athlete, sports-related news, or sports-related event. So this week, we have our Super Bowl matchup for 2026. It'll be the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. I'm wondering if Seattle is going to want to avenge their Super Bowl loss about 10, 15 years ago now, where they coughed up the ball at the 1 yard line when they could have just given it to Marshawn Lynch and would have called it a day. So you look at the makeup of both of these teams, this is going to be a defensive battle between two outstanding defenses, two rather inexperienced coaches when it comes to like coaching in the Super Bowl, and two fairly inexperienced quarterbacks when it comes to the bright lights. Sam Darnold has been hopping around from team to team ever since he got into the league. And Drake May, this is what his second season in the NFL. So for him to get to the Super Bowl, good for him. The problem is that Drake May hasn't had a very good postseason this year, and he's an MVP candidate. So we're relying very heavily on defense for both sides of the ball. So if we look at a couple of things that kind of tilt in either team's direction, I think the Seahawks have been far and away one of the best teams in football all year long. And in addition to that, they've had the harder schedule to get up to this point in terms of getting through the entire NFC West between the Rams and the 49ers. In addition to the path to get to this point, they had a first round bye, which cool. That was great. And then their divisional matchup was against the 49ers and they just waxed them. And then a great game against the Rams. I would say that the Seahawks have had definitely the better route to get here in it, because if you take a look at the teams that that New England has gotten through, they have a very weird and depleted LA Chargers team, a Houston team that I don't know what happened with CJ Stroud, but he just wasn't 100% completely there. And then you have this Denver Broncos team that didn't have Bo Nix. So is the defense an anomaly, or were they beneficiary of three quarterbacks or three teams that were flawed on the offensive side and or injury depleted or something like that? I don't know. It's probably a little bit of both, but at the end of the day, both teams had to play the teams in front of them, and they got to this point. If we're looking at initial edges, I think Mike McDonald has, done a fantastic job of coaching up his team. And Mike Vrabel has set an outstanding culture in the first year as the New England head coach. So coaching is a bit of a wash. Special teams are a bit of a wash as well. Defense, like the defense for both teams is going to be outstanding. Both defensive lines are pretty good. Secondaries are pretty good. Linebackers, yeah, like the defenses are going to carry both teams. Where Drake May is going to get a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, Sam Darnold is injured slightly, so there's that. But far and away, like I would say far and away, the weapons on both sides are pretty evenly matched because you have Stephon Diggs playing in his first Super Bowl, and he's gonna want to get that ring. But then also you've kind of got a little bit of a question mark at running back with Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson for the Patriots, and then Keyshawn Booty. I'm wondering like how much more he's going to have in the tank. Tight ends for the Patriots are good. Hunter Henry, who's had a pretty quiet postseason, but then Austin Hooper has been playing really well. Offensive line is fine generally. If you look at Seattle, though, Seattle's got, I think, perhaps the big advantage here when it comes to wide receivers because Cooper Kupp has played in the Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl too. So I think that's going to be an advantage. Plus, Jackson Smith Jigba is just playing lights out right now. So I think the slight edge for wide receivers and like skill players are going to go slightly to the Seahawks because they're going to have the best one. Kenneth Walker has been outstanding as lead back. Tight ends not so great for Seattle, and the offensive line continues to hold up really well. So I'm excited about this game, but also I'm a little confused, a little like don't know what to make of this. If you're asking me to pick right now, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Seahawks. Actually, I think the Seahawks just have been far and away one of the best teams in the NFC, and I just think that they've had the harder path to get here. So those are my thoughts, like early initial thoughts on the Super Bowl. Looking forward to the game, looking forward to the performances, looking forward to all of that. But that's going to do it for this episode of Sports Ball. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe to anything and everything SPDM Crew wherever you get your podcast. Join us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Blue Sky at SPDM Crew. Check out our website at spdmcrew.com. Shout out to iFlyer Creative Studios for making our awesome logo. Greatly appreciate their support. And if you have any marketing, logo, or brand standard needs, contact them at highflyercreative.com. Check out the other shows on our network. We're really proud of the content that everyone's putting out. So please check out the other shows on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. And if you've got a podcast idea or you're interested in being part of the SPDM Crew as a guest or collaborating, email us at spdmcrew@gmail.com. Until next time, pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever.